This is the story of the Malachite Casket and the fate of its author Pavel Bazhov. In my last video, I talked about The Mistress of the Copper Mountain, which is a prequel to this story. If you want, you can watch that video, but you don't have to. This one is its own story, so it's fine. It's fine. The story follows a worker in a mine in the Ural Mountains called Stepan, who encounters the Mistress of the Mountain, protector of the mountain's riches. After passing her tests, he is rewarded with wealth, freedom from his serfdom, and he's able to marry his beloved Nastasia. The story ends tragically because descent into the mistress's realm ultimately leads to his untimely death. The sequel follows Stepan's daughter, Tanyushka, who always felt like an outsider, not only because she didn't look like either of her parents, being black-haired and green-eyed, but she never really got on with anyone in her family or her village. Her mother had a Malachite casket full of jewels, which was given to Stepan by the mistress. When Tanyushka was little, she tried them on, and not only did they fit her perfectly, like maybe they were made for her, but she also felt her father's presence when they were on. When Tanyushka was approaching adulthood, the mistress appeared disguised as a traveling seamstress, which is a role that the goddess Demeter also took while she was searching for her daughter Persephone. That's a thing. The mistress befriended Tanyushka. She even called her daughter sometimes. At some point her mother felt a little bit jealous because Tanyushka always wanted to spend time with the mistress, but she didn't do anything about it because she was cool like that. The mistress also taught her how to create fine embroidery and gave her a vision of her own future. And before she left, she gave her a magical glass button with which the two could communicate. One day, her craft and her beauty caught the eye of the master of the mine, and he quickly proposed to her. Guided by the mistress, Tanyushka accepted the marriage offer under one condition, that he shows her the Tsarina of Russia in a specific chamber in the palace decorated in the malachite her father found. When she arrived in the palace, she realized that he had lied to her. Not cool, man. So she found the chamber herself because she knew where to go from her vision from earlier. When she arrived there, all of the people in the palace were gathered around, including the master of the mine and the Tsarina. She basically flipped them off and melted into the malachite column that her father found. Oh my god, she melted into the malachite column. As she was wearing the jewels from the Malachite casket, they stuck to the column, and when the master of the mine tried to pick them off, they turned into tears, blood, and piss. At least that's what I thought they were, because the tale says that it was clear liquid, red liquid, and yellow liquid. So take that as you will. All that was left behind was the magical button, which he picked up, and he saw in it the green-eyed malachite maid. We're not sure whether this was the mistress of the mountain or Tanyushka herself. And he kept staring at it, and eventually he lost his wits. He became a drunk, and he gambled away all of his money and his mines. So that's a lesson. Now, what can we take away from these stories? In the first one, the mistress empowers a worker to stand up to his manager to stop him from taking advantage of the mountain's resources. This didn't work, so in the second story, she goes into the human world as a double of herself, a daughter changeling placed into the family of the same worker. As her own daughter, she takes revenge on the master of the mine by bankrupting his business and sends a warning to the Russian royalty by infiltrating the palace that holds the riches of her mountain. I like to think that her message was, your power will not save you. Your wealth does not belong to you. You are nothing compared to the might of the mountain and the strength of the people. Beware. Now, a little bit about the author's fate. In the height of Stalin's Great Purge, Pavel Bazhov evaded arrest and spent a year in hiding, during which he created his most famous tales. After the confinement in the magical kingdom of his own home, he awoke to sudden fame. Several years later, he won the Stalin Prize for Literature, an ironic turn of events not lost on the author, who told a friend, "Hail today, jail tomorrow." The disgraced journalist and editor had enacted a sort of death by his disappearance underground, only to re-emerge an archetypal storyteller, an old man with a white beard, and a pocket full of SCSI. Thank you for watching, and if you want to learn more, I recommend the book Russian Magic Tales from Pushkin to Platonov, as well as the thesis Iron Bridge and Digging Deep by Rebecca Hurst. I'll see you in the next one.